Hey there.
I was just going to do it.
You can do it.
Hey there. Welcome to episode 51 of Toy Talk with Mike and Chad. This is Mike. I'm Chad. The part of our collection we're talking about today is...
So, we're probably going to try and do 2 episodes tonight.
Yeah.
And I assume these will probably be our final 2 episodes
of the
together before Christmas.
Yeah.
I might try and squeeze a couple more out because I still have some Masters of the Universe and everything I haven't talked about. But, yeah. So, we'll do a couple episodes tonight. I have a lot of Marvel Legends.
Yeah, you do.
So, we're going to talk about those in our second episode.
Sure.
So, I figured this episode will be kind of a miscellaneous.
Okay.
So, you cool with that?
Yeah.
Miscellaneous episode. Everybody's favorites. All right. So, do you mind if I go first?
Absolutely. Floor is all yours.
Okay. So, I got something kind of cool the other day. So, I collect Masters of the Universe Origins, which is this little squatty figures. Yeah. I try not to collect the Masterverse figures, which are Mattel's line of 7-inch like detailed figures, because I already have this pretty thorough collection of classics figures, which was also a 7-inch detailed line of action figures. So, as nice as the Masterverse figures are, you know, I really don't need them. But I have been buying the occasional figure here and there. Anyway, so if you watched Masters of the Universe Revelation on Netflix, which you did,
yep.
Correct? Like, it's kind of set in the future a little bit from the old 80s cartoon, and the characters are in different places than when we left off with them in the 80s. And a lot of Skeletor's minions, like Triclops and Trapjaw, are part of this like religious cult.
Yep.
And they worship this entity called Motherboard, and she just kind of shows up in like the last episode. I assume she's going to have a more prominent role in season 2. That's starting up pretty soon, I think.
Pretty soon, yeah.
So anyway, Mattel had a action figure of Motherboard. They put it up for sale on their website exclusively, so you could only buy it from Mattel Creations. And it was like $100 Canadian. I forget, it's like $70 American. Mm-hmm. And considering this character basically has no... She was introduced in like the last 10 minutes, or the last 5 minutes of the last episode. So I have no nostalgic attachment to her. She's cool and all, but she's from a line that I'm not even really collecting. I had a hard time justifying the price. But I thought, you know, if she goes on sale, I'm going to buy her. So I bided my time. Then Black Friday came along.
Yep. And
they had... Mattel had a sale on their website, but it was a buy one, get one free. So anything of equal or lesser value you get for free. But there's literally nothing on their website other than Barbies and Hot Wheels and maybe some, I don't know, Nerf stuff or something. Like, so there was nothing I wanted. So here I finally could get buy one, get one free for Motherboard. And what I ended up doing is just buying 2 Motherboard figures.
Yeah.
Hoping that I could find somebody locally to buy one off of me. Brand new, still sealed in the box for half price. And fortunately, I did find somebody. So I basically got my Motherboard figure for half price. So that's pretty cool. So she came in a pretty cool box. So, oops. So this looks like a pretty boring box. Nothing on it. But the reason I'm showing you this one is I thought it was cute on the top. I don't know if you can see that. It says, cue dramatic box opening music. Which is just kind of a fun way to receive a figure. Anyway, you want to open this guy up?
Oh, do I want to open it?
You want to open it up?
Rob you of your pleasure?
Yeah.
Jesus. This is not a Motherboard figure.
No. Since this is our last episode before Christmas, I went ahead and I gave you a Christmas present, which I already had wrapped. You don't necessarily have to open it on the show. You can take it home and put it under your tree if you want. But just today, like just maybe 2 hours ago, I was out shopping and I found Ripper, which is the G.I. Joe we both still need. And yeah, and there's a beer in there too, so we can have a beer. Cheers.
Cheers.
So yeah, there's Ripper, my gift to you.
God love you.
And then the other thing, you can do what you want with it.
Would you like me to open it now?
That's entirely up to you. If you want to keep it for Christmas morning or if you want to open it now.
What would you recommend? Would you rather me wait or?
Well, do you have anything fun to open Christmas morning, or you?
I won't know until I go to my mom's house.
See, I have lots of fun stuff because I got my HasLab Hiss tank.
Yeah.
It came 2 days ago, and I've been sitting on it, so I know my Christmas morning is going to be fun. So again, it's up to you, man. That'll be something fun Christmas morning, but it's also you could open it.
I will open it on the air.
All right, a live unboxing. I'll get this anyway.
Oh, Mike.
Now, I don't really know why you wanted this thing, to be honest with you, but when you said you wanted it, and because this was one of the items that it's one of the Super 7 Ultimate figures. They're usually very expensive, but there was a big sale online a little while ago. You said you were thinking of getting some, and this was one of the ones you mentioned you wanted.
Yeah.
But then you didn't end up ordering it. So I thought, well, I know he's not going to find this anywhere locally, so I can order it for him. So that's what you got.
It's a Robin Hood Prince John figure. Now, out of all the Disney movies, like Robin Hood wasn't entirely one of my favorites, but...
Are you going to slide the thing off so people can...
Yeah, sure. I always loved Prince John. Just, he was kind of like an evil doofus.
See, I haven't seen that animated Robin Hood movie for, I don't know, 40 years.
Yeah.
I remember liking it. I thought Robin Hood was cool as a fox. And I would be, if I was to get one figure, I probably would have went with Robin Hood myself. But you mentioned you like Prince John.
Yeah, so. This is actually super cool. He's got like a little Santa wardrobe.
Very Christmassy
thing. Yeah, that is sick. Thank you so much. And he also gave me Ripper for those of you that didn't see it.
Yeah, so Ripper, he's the last G.I. Joe we needed from that wave. We already have Hawk and Buzzer and Helix. I don't know why this guy was delayed for us. But we're not going to talk about him on this episode because we're going to do a whole G.I. Joe focused episode after Christmas.
Yeah, because we have more on the way.
Yeah, we've got Python Patrol stuff. We've got the Hiss Tank. We've got... Oh, one sec. So this is another thing I have to give you. But this isn't a gift. You already paid for it.
I did.
This is the Hiss Fire Team. And this was an exclusive 3-pack you could order from Hasbro. These are troopers that are painted in black and red. They're meant to accompany the Hiss Tank from HasLab. And they shipped them out so they arrived on the exact same day. So I have one of these for myself, plus the Hiss Tank, which I have not opened either one. And then you've got yours, so you can open yours whenever.
Thank you. I will keep it for at home.
But that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, this is sick. I'm so excited. I want to be part of the unboxing video, so if you can Facebook call me or something.
We'll figure something out because I probably will be opening it up when I'm in my PJs under my Christmas tree. So yeah, I don't think you'll be here for that, but maybe we can do a part of it later. I might call you in the afternoon. Anyway,
for sure.
We'll figure something out.
I'm open to that.
Okay, so there was a little bit of a fake out with the motherboard, but I really did get that figure. So here's the other box. It's a really nice kind of pencil sketch close-up of her face there. Full body shot of motherboard there. Very nice little presentation. And so I put this on Facebook Marketplace, the other one.
Yeah.
Didn't get any bites at all. And then so what I did is I called the owner of Giant Robot Comics, one of our local comic shops, and I asked him if he wanted to take it off my hands and sell it in the store, and he just said he wanted it for his personal collection. So he bought it off me for the $60 I was looking for.
Oh, that's why you went into Giant Robot today.
Yeah, yesterday.
Sorry.
Yeah. So there you go. So here's the box.
Wow.
So that's kind of a picture of her altar, that's from the show. The artwork carries around, kind of her throne or whatever. And then you might have to help me with this, but this opens up. Here, can you take that side? This opens up like so.
And then it's magnetized.
Okay, perfect. Look, seals with magnets. How great is that? And then there's the figure. Now, she is big. This is a 12-inch figure. but she was a giant in the show, so she's to scale with the other like 7-inch figures. So she towers over everybody on the shelf. Plus, she has a wingspan. I don't know if you can see her wings there. It's kind of like a nice aqua blue and purple. It's kind of a trend. It's like a gradient into that.
Yeah. And
her wingspan is 24 inches when her wings spread. So it's a very big, elaborate figure. She kind of looks like the sorceress.
Yeah, that is a...
So I don't know, we don't know much about her yet because she was just revealed in the last episode. But I think she probably might have some sort of ties to the sorceress.
That's a really, really nice figure.
Yeah, she's got like some soft goods and a cape that hangs down with her wings. Yeah, she's really nice. And like her kind of dead-eyed robotic face, it kind of reminds me of like the robot from Metropolis to some degree. Just
yeah, I can see that. What I know you don't keep the boxes, but that's a really nice box.
It is, but I am not going to keep it.
Yeah.
Although another thing too, I should mention, she comes with a nice big display, like a clear base with an arm that comes up and grips her waist. So even though she's going to tower over all my other figures on my shelf, I don't have to worry about her falling over and knocking them all down. So it's great when they give you display bases, especially the type that clip the waist because that holds them nice and steady. So yeah, I will open her up after Chad goes home, and I will shoot a little bit of B-roll so we can get a closer look at her outside of the box. But yeah, it's a nice, impressive figure.
Yeah.
I'm glad I managed to get her, even though it wasn't technically on sale price. It worked out.
That's a sick pickup.
So here I am the next day shooting my B-roll. I still have Motherboard in her packaging. So you can see she's still got the little zip ties there around her knees and stuff, but I'm about to open her up right now. But I just wanted you guys to get a nice close look at her inside the box. And these are the little magnetic fastens, so you can swing those around and seal her up. And there's a closer look at the design on the box. So yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, let's open her up. So first we're going to quickly take a look at her accessories. So you can see here she has got a display base like I mentioned earlier. It's got a nice big wide base, so she should be pretty sturdy up on your shelves. It's got this kind of circuit board pattern kind of etched into the plastic, so that looks pretty cool. And then a really tall stand, which clips around her waist. It doesn't appear to be adjustable in any way, so I guess that just is kind of sculpted to fit her properly. And then she also came with a couple of gripping hands. I'm not sure what kind of hands she has already, probably fists. So there you go. That's it for accessories. Now let's take a look at the figure. So here is Motherboard outside of the packaging. And I really don't have room on my desk here to display her. Like, I can't get her all on camera while I'm doing my review. At least not when my tablet is stationary. I can maybe lift it up and go back a little bit so you can get to see the full image. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot of room on my desk to work. I can only go back so far. So anyway, it's a nice looking figure. Now for a size comparison, you can see her here next to a Masters of the Universe Origins figure and a Masters of the Universe Revelation or Masterverse figure, which is the line that she is technically a part of. So you can see these guys are, 6 to 7 inches, and she stands at 12 inches. So she's almost double the size of these guys. Looks very impressive. So I'm just going to keep the figure mid-range like this for a moment so we can check out her wings and her articulation. So you can see she's got joints on her feet there. So it's a ball joint. So she's got some side to side and some forward and back motion. Single jointed knee. Then she's got good hip articulation here. It looks like so she can do the splits out pretty far. And then nothing here at the waist, but she has a swivel kind of just under her breast. The arms, they are a little hindered by the cowl here, but it looks like they can go out almost completely to the side. Then she's got a single jointed elbow, wrist, nice ball joint there. I know we can't see the head yet, but we'll get to that in a moment. Really nice paint job on her. Like, I really like that purple and then that aqua color on top of it. Looks really nice. And it doesn't, I don't think it looks like any other character in the Masters of the Universe line. Nothing comes to mind anyway. And then the wingspan here. So if we turn her around, you'll see that she has got these big wings and this soft goods cape. And underneath the soft goods, if I can lift this up, which is a really nice multicolor, fabric in there. Then she's got all these rubbery little dangly bits here, which look like something that you would plug into a computer. I think this is what she might attack Skeletor with at the end of the episode, when she sticks these into Skeletor to transform him. But yeah, those are cool. They have they're very pliable. I don't think there's a wire in here at all. Nope. So this isn't posable. This is very, very floppy and flimsy. But it looks good. Alright, now as for those wings, I'm going to try and spread those out. It's advertised as having a 24-inch wingspan, I believe. So I don't know if it will fit on my tablet, but I will try. So you can see there's a joint there. So a ball joint there, so that spins right around like that. And it's got a swivel joint as well. And then there's a joint there, so you can fold that right out like that. We'll do the same on the other side. And there she is with her wings fully spread. It is pretty impressive. And when I first saw pictures of this online, I thought the wings looked potentially very breakable or cheap. Like they almost look like cardboard. But they're not. They're pretty firm plastic. And I actually really like the way that they look. It's very cool. Now, I'm not going to spend a ton of time reviewing this figure just because it is so awkward. I don't really have the room here to do it. So, last thing I really want to touch upon is the head sculpt. And you can see that is a very nice face sculpt. Like, it's very pretty, but very kind of creepy and dead-eyed with those pupilless eyes. Then you've got that kind of bird-shaped helmet on top. And then the collar. There's a multi-piece collar there. So she's got these like fins that point out here, and they're a little soft and pliable. And then she's got this bigger collar piece all around there, which attaches to the wings. I'm thinking, like, this looks like you could probably lift off this entire contraption with the collar and the wings. So maybe I'll just try that to see if it works before we move on to the next thing. Yeah, so as you can see here, I was able to just slide that all off. It comes as one piece. So she looks a lot less impressive without the big collar and the wings. It's still a very nice looking figure. But you can see how this piece comes off. It's all just one component piece, so nice and easy. It's just got that one peg on the back that kind of plugs into a hole on her back, and then it just clips around her neck to stay in place. So yeah, there's the plug there. Anyway, it's a really nice figure. I'm glad I picked this up. I'm glad I didn't have to pay full price, really. But yeah, it is quite nice. So even if you missed out on the deal of buy two, get one free, I still think you should consider picking this figure up. Now, my other things are pretty small. So why don't we go into some of your stuff?
Okay. So these are both birthday gifts. So my birthday was this past Sunday on December 17th. So I'm a big fan of the Arkham.
Which I should mention. So we went out for drinks.
Yes.
And our buddy Miguel bought you Muff Diver shot.
Yeah.
So we shot a footage of that. So I'm going to have to add in you, Chad, doing a Muff Diver.
Yeah.
So try not to get too turned on by this
my
action.
capabilities. Okay.
And then you went with your siblings the next day
and got stuck on a slide.
Stuck on a slide.
So feel free to insert that because
I'll share that footage.
It was the most awkward 40 seconds of my life.
Watching you like
there was nowhere to grab to like. Anyways.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm a big fan of the Batman Arkham trilogy, I guess, or quadrilogy if you want to count the Arkham Origins, but
sure,
that was made by a different developer. So I've always wanted the Titan Joker figure and wasn't willing to pay what they were selling it for. Now, just before my birthday, there was a sale on Amazon, and it was for a collector's edition glow-in-the-dark Titan Joker. So a little bit of background about this guy. In the first game, Arkham Asylum, he was playing around with a serum. It's the Venom serum, which...
So Bane stuff?
For Bane, and there was a doctor named Penelope Young who was working on this, and Joker got a hold of it. At the end of the game, he injected himself with it.
Yeah.
And eventually mutated. And this is that figure. So it is glow in the dark. It was a limited run of 3,000.
Okay.
Super cool figure. The only thing that really annoys me is this figure. He's got a hunch. Mm-hmm. So he's really top heavy. The legs are super thin, and look at the feet. Like,
yeah, he's not going to hold himself up.
He's not going to hold himself up. So if you pose him, he just goes like this. He just caves down. So I've had, even the display base isn't super big. It's just one of the traditional circle ones.
Yeah.
I've found a way to stand him where he doesn't move, but yeah, I'm impressed with it. Otherwise, the glow in the dark, super cool.
So how tall is he compared to her? Is he about the same height? Yeah.
Yeah, roughly.
So he's about 12 inches, and if he could stand upright, he'd probably be like 14 inches.
Yeah.
Right, pretty big.
But yeah, he's got.
And he was that big in the game. He was to scale.
Yeah, roughly to scale. He just grew and turned into this big, ugly mug. Wasn't a fan of the mohawk, but
I like it. I have no idea about this thing. I've never played the Batman games. I have seen this thing because it was released originally with a not glow in the dark, right?
Yeah.
So I've seen that thing around,
which is the one I wanted, and they were gonna. I think they were charging $69 for it, and I was like, no way. And this was on sale for $40. So
the thing with glow in the dark for me is like I think it's neat.
Yeah.
I don't have much use for it.
Right.
Like, yeah, you turn off the lights, but like I don't hang out in my room here with the lights out. So like I've got all kinds of glow in the dark toys, and you're like, okay, cool. But I would usually never want that as my primary version. If I have a toy that I really like, sometimes I'm willing to buy the glow in the dark variant. But this guy, I don't think you would need to do that. I think he looks good. Like his color is not like that weird kind of opaque, milky glow in the dark material that like Super 7 uses and stuff. Like he looks like you wouldn't even know he glows in the dark.
Yeah, you really don't. You can insert some of my shots there when you do the close-ups.
Yeah, so you took some shots of this guy for Instagram.
Yeah, a couple glow-in-the-dark ones, and just him standing up, basically. That's all you can do with him.
And I like the mohawk.
Yeah.
Except for the fact, like, if Joker didn't have a mohawk and then he transformed into this guy, I don't know why his hair would turn into a mohawk.
That's what I'm saying, right?
That's like the Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big mystery when the Red Hulk was introduced. Yeah. And then when they finally revealed that it was Thunderbolt Ross, you're like, so his mustache gets absorbed when he turns into the Hulk? Like, that's
super weird.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, psyched with this pickup. So this was a birthday present to myself.
Oh, to yourself. And here, I'll go maybe with my next one.
Sure.
So this one I talked about, I think, in one of our last episodes. My brother was going to go to Giant Robot Comics because they post a lot of trade-ins online. I saw something I wanted online. So I messaged Daryl and I said, hey, will you set that aside for me? I'm not usually over in that area very often, so I asked my brother to pick it up. And he was literally in the process of picking it up while we were filming our last episode. So anyway, I've since gotten it. So it is a Transformer from the Legacy line. This guy is called Ransack. And he is one of the Insecticons, but he falls into the category of deluxe Insecticons. Do you know anything about this guy?
Very, very vague memories.
Yeah, like these guys were kind of weird to me as a kid because like the Insecticons are 3 bugs that are black and purple, and you know they were featured heavily in the cartoon, and they were in the comic books, and you know that was Bombshell, Shrapnel, and Kickback. Everybody kind of knows those guys. And then there was 4 deluxe Insecticons, but these guys never appeared in any of the media, so they weren't in any of the cartoons, even though they came out like right around the same time as the action figures. But they also looked really different from what I consider the Insecticons, because the 3 main guys all had a cohesive color scheme, they all had a cohesive size. Then these guys in the 80s, the original version of them, were bigger, blockier, and that's because, and I didn't know this when I was a little kid, but like most of the Transformers line was made up of different toy lines in Japan that Hasbro had like licensed. And so yeah, the Insecticons that I know were from one toy line, and then the deluxe Insecticons were from another toy line. And they always just seemed like these weird things that didn't really fit into the collection. And they've never, even after all these years, have never really been given much of a spotlight in the media. Sometimes they show up in background shots in the comic books and stuff. But I kind of have a fascination with them, and I'd like to see them integrated a little bit more. Anyway, so I was pretty disappointed when Ransack was released in a box set with 4 other Transformers that I didn't want the other 3, and it was like $150. And I was like, I'm not going to do that just to get this guy, who is just a repaint of the Kickback I already have. He's slightly retooled. He's got a new head. But anyway, it was awesome when he got traded in, and I didn't have to buy the other figures that I didn't want. And yeah, Doug actually just picked him up for me. He never actually even charged me for him, so I got him for free.
Oh, nice. Was he one of the ones that I tagged you in, or
I don't.
Is this the one where you missed and he wasn't picked up?
Nope, this wasn't that one. I think in that same episode where I mentioned this guy,
yeah,
I was talking about how there was like those Beatles figures. Yes. Now, just as a follow up to that, so somebody did buy. So just for you guys that don't know, so the Giant Robot Comics, they posted on their social media that somebody had traded in the McFarlane Yellow Submarine figures from like 23 years ago. They came out in like I think 99 or 2000 or something, and they were by McFarlane Toys. I love the Beatles Yellow Submarine, and so I was tempted to get not just the 4 Beatles, but all the blue meanies, which are all the weird creatures that are the bad guys in that. Anyway, but before I could even scoop them up, somebody said, I want all of them, and so I was like, darn, I missed them.
Jerk.
Anyway, so the guy, I don't know if it was that same guy, but somebody ended up buying the Beatles, but they left the blue meanies behind. And when I was in Giant Robot yesterday, I was looking at them. So he had 5 blue meanies. They were $9.99 each. And I was like, man, so it's $50. I wasn't really planning on spending. And I hummed and hawed over it, and I eventually didn't. But I might still. We go there on a Boxing Day. He always has a buy 2 items, get one free. And so me and my brother historically have always gone together. I think we went last year.
Yeah, we went last year.
So, yeah, we'll probably go, whether I go with you or with my brother or whatever. And yeah, if those blue meanies are still there, I'll probably get them. But anyway, we'll talk about them if I ever get them. For now, Ransack, pretty cool. It's basically a retool of the Kickback, but I really liked the Kickback. So, yeah, not bad.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool character. I had one in my collection from the Cybertron collection where he was the motorbike.
Well, Ransack was a motorbike?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that.
A red and gray motorbike. It's the one with the keys that you put in.
Yeah, that was not one of my
Yeah.
Transformer lines. I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. Sometimes it's just a matter, and I'm going to assume that's the case with it, is that they just kind of reuse the names. especially when it's a new thing, like when they do Transformers Cyberverse, Transformers Animated, or whatever. Sometimes the characters don't look anything; they just keep the trademark by reusing the name. So I'm guessing that's probably what it is. I don't think that Ransack was supposed to be this Ransack necessarily, but interesting.
All right, one of my all-time favorite movies.
Me too.
Is The Iron Giant. Poor Hogarth, still to this day. Anyways, this was a birthday present to myself with some money that I got for my birthday. Okay. I got the.
Looks like he's doing a Nazi salute there.
Well, it was meant to be like a nice wave, okay. Like a friendly wave.
Yeah, but not when it's up like that, yeah.
No, okay, so maybe that look better?
Yes.
Okay. So I got the Select Iron Giant Battle Mode Edition. This guy's super cool. He's only got 16 points of articulation.
That's
not bad. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about this guy. His eyes light up. There is a battery-powered on-off switch here. So, you'll see. They light up. I like to keep his mouth open a little bit because he looks kind of goofy. He's like, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid figure. I'm really happy with this.
So what other parts did he come with? So you can convert him to evil
Yeah,
mode?
so he came with his gun from the movie.
Yeah.
And then just a bunch of other hands. Like open hand, gripping hand, fist.
Now, I will admit, I am jealous of you having this figure. I love the Iron Giant too.
Yeah.
And for years, you could not get action figures of this guy.
I know.
Like, I think they made some when the movie came out, but they never showed up, like, around here.
That was, what, 98?
I think it was 99. Maybe 98. Yeah, it could have been. It was the year that I was going to animation college.
Yeah.
So that was the year 98, 99. So, yeah, there was no way to get Iron Giant. And believe it or not, that was still pretty early internet days. So it's not like you could just go on the internet and find one. It's like if they didn't show up locally, I didn't even know the toys existed, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And so for, like, probably a couple of decades, the only Iron Giant figure I had in my collection was if you bought the VHS tape back in the day, it came with, like, essentially a reaction figure. It was a little 3 3/4 inch, 5 points of articulation, little figure that was just shrunk wrapped to the VHS box. So I have that figure, and that was all that I had until, I think it was probably 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
I got this figure, the first release, but it was in a matte, like a flat gray.
With the red on the front, right?
Yeah, he had, you can remove that, but he had, there's a scene in the movie where he rips a gas station sign off with an S and he puts it on his chest, so he's like, I'm Superman.
I'm Superman.
So you can remove that. But yeah, he came with the Superman. Another thing my guy came with that your guys didn't, I think, was a Hogarth. Yeah, my guy has his little human friend sits on his shoulder, which is kind of cool. But
I'm jealous of that.
Yeah, but when they announced that they were re-releasing that figure in this metallic paint job, I was like, oh man, that looks good. Like, mine looks more like the movie, because he didn't look metallic in the movie. He's kind of cel-shaded, so mine looks more accurate. But this looks more like if he was a real thing, this is what he would look like. And I don't know which one I like better, but I like them both enough that I want this.
Yeah, that's got such a special place in my heart. I just love this movie. Seen it to death. I will say, like, the Hogarth scene where...
Man.
Spoiler alert, I'm not going to say it in case you haven't seen it and want to watch it. Still might make me misty-eyed.
Yeah, it is the one movie, I think, that consistently... And I know exactly what's going to happen.
You know what's going to happen.
I've seen it so many times. But, man, it gets me.
Yeah.
Right in the nerdy feels.
I know.
And you're just like, oh, man, when it hits that emotional spot. It's so good. If you haven't seen The Iron Giant, seek it out.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
I got to make this so it's not... There we go. We don't want that salute.
But, yeah, that is a great...
Yeah,
figure.
like, I love the articulation on the jaw. I just whistled. I love the articulation on the jaw, just how it can go up and down, and, you know, it's really cute. It's a cute figure.
It is. Now, like, I can't remember where that ranked for me the year that I got it. I know it made my list, but for you, this guy feels like a bit of a sweeping in at the end of the year. He could be a bit of a scene stealer for you.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I didn't know. I got this from Giant Robot. I didn't know they were going to order it in until he posted it.
Yeah.
And I was just at my phone. I have a habit of taking my break consistently on Wednesdays when this stuff gets posted.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this got posted a little early for some reason. I was looking at my phone. I was like, I need that one. And he only got 2 in, so someone else got the other one.
And that's the thing, like, I want it. I could have bought it when it came out, but it's one of those things that I have a hard time justifying. It is the same thing I have. Although the fact that your guy has the gun attachments and stuff, that makes it a little more. Although I don't think your guy, does he have the swappable head and stuff?
No.
Because one thing I did buy a while ago is Super 7 did a line of reaction figures. And I didn't buy the regular Iron Giant reaction figure because I still have that old one from like 20 years ago where he was basically the same toy. But what I did buy was Super 7 did him in attack mode. That's when he goes into like full attack mode. So your version is kind of the midway point. Mm-hmm. So like the whole thing is when Iron Giant feels threatened. And he has amnesia. Yeah. So when he feels threatened, his old memory comes back that he was a war machine. Just starts. And his arms convert into guns. And then, like, later in the movie, when he's really under attack, his head sinks in and it's replacing. He looks like something out of, like, War of the Worlds. Yep. He's got these laser beams, and it looks super cool. So I bought a reaction figure of that, like, full attack mode. So, yeah, if that guy had those pieces, I would absolutely buy it. And I'd be able to display him metallic attack mode next to matte finish. Friendly Superman Iron Giant. Okay, so Superman. One last thing I guess I have. So I got a bunch of reaction figures recently. Most of them were Godzillas, which I did a whole episode on my reaction figure Godzillas in my last episode. And this one is kind of an oddity. This is Halloween Optimus Prime. But yeah, so I have this action figure in the standard Optimus Prime colors already. And then a year or two ago, they released a Christmas version of him.
Yes.
Where his blue parts were green, and he had a little Santa hat, kind of like this, on his head. So when they showed that they were going to do a Halloween version, I was like, well, I got to get the Halloween one. Now, if they do a Thanksgiving one or an Easter one, am I going to keep buying them? I don't know, probably. But Halloween, I thought, looked really cool in the orange and black. And so I ordered them in early October. It might have even been September. But he didn't show up until like 2 weeks ago. So he's a little late for Halloween, but just in time for Christmas. And it kind of worked. They didn't change anything about him. Like the Christmas one, they actually had to sculpt the hat. So he had a whole different head sculpt. This one here is just the standard Optimus. But you know, when they paint his chest like kind of orange and black like that, it almost looks like he's got a little jack-o'-lantern on his chest without even them having to do anything. You can kind of see the eyes and the smile. So, kind of fun.
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's got some weight to him, too.
Yeah, I like the reaction figures a lot. I'm not sure if they're going to keep going with them. Like, I assume... But the last wave they put out was the Beast Wars figures. Yeah. And so I don't know if they're going to do another wave of Beast Wars, or if that kind of indicated that, you know, they were done with Generation 1. I hope they go back and do another wave of Generation 1 characters, but if they don't, I like the ones that I got anyway. But it would have been nice to have like a complete set of, say, Dinobots or something. But anyway, not bad.
I like these colors. It's a nice color scheme.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so that was everything we had to talk about as far as toys go for our miscellaneous episode. But our next episode that we're going to shoot tonight, it's going to be packed because I've got Marvel Legends for days. So since we have time in this episode, we're only at the half-hour point. Is there any other toy news or anything like that on your mind?
No.
No. Yeah, we'll do like probably the last week of the year, we'll do like a year in review. We'll talk about what we want to see next year, stuff like that.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is I've been complaining about Walmart and my luck with their shipping, and like all my orders keep getting delayed or whatever.
Yeah.
One of the last episodes we filmed, we had the shooter figure.
Yeah, there was 3 G.I. Joe classified Walmart exclusives. Yeah. And you and I both pre-ordered them from Walmart. Same time. Mine showed up ages ago.
Mine didn't, and I was like, what is going on with this? What is going on with this? So then, anytime Mike would post a video or like something to do with Walmart or whatever, I would chirp Walmart. I'd like to think they must have watched that video because I get a notification the other day that they canceled my order. And I was very disgruntled about that.
Yep. I would be quite shocked if Walmart watched my video, but yeah, that sucks that they canceled your order.
So now I have to go to the secondhand market.
Yeah, those Walmart exclusives suck because like they get lots of exclusives for lots of lines. Like they had exclusive Masters of the Universe Origins. Like right now, Walmart has an exclusive Mossman figure for Origins. I have never seen it. I don't know anybody that has seen it. And it's the same with these G.I. Joes. Like, I was fortunate and I ordered all 3 waves of Walmart exclusive G.I. Joes I've been able to order, but I had to order them like the day they went on sale.
Yeah.
I knew that they were dropping on this date. I pre-ordered them. They usually sell out like that afternoon. And then they never like go back up again. It's like, so they say they're store exclusives, but unless you're in the know and you buy them on their website the day that they go up, like I've never seen the Range Viper in store. Who was the first set of exclusives?
It was, oh my god.
But whoever they were.
The Range Viper one.
Well, that's what the Range Viper just said, but there was the first two figures at Walmart a while back. Some of the retro carded ones were exclusive to Walmart for a while.
Yeah.
Like the Storm Shadow, I think. Anyway, never seen them. They never show up. It's ridiculous. I don't know why Hasbro would give an exclusive deal to a store, and then why that store would choose to basically limit demand to like nothing, because people want them.
Yeah.
So seems crazy, but
needless to say, I didn't get them, so I'm pissed, and now I have to search for them.
On the plus side, so one of the figures you missed out on it was the Range Viper, but you did get a Range Viper in your Hiss pack.
Hiss pack. That's what we'll call it. The Hiss pack.
The Hiss pack. Yeah, okay. So, I do apologize for the amount of videos that I'm posting. Like, I usually post a video a week, but just this past week, I think I posted like 4 videos. Pretty rapid fire. And I'm going to try and get both the videos that we shoot tonight up before Christmas. So that leaves me not a whole lot of time to shoot all my B-roll and stuff. But the thing is, I'm going to be doing my best of the year video before the end of the year. And I don't really like to talk about figures in my year-end video that I haven't previously reviewed on the channel. So I'm trying to get everything that I bought reviewed on the channel, up and posted before I do my top 20 of 2023. Yeah. And so when the time comes, you'll have to bring over your top. You did top 10 last year.
I did top 10 last year. So
did you have enough figures this year to go over the top 20, or are you going to do top 10 again?
I absolutely did. But I feel like they're mostly going to be Joes, because I bought a lot of Joes this year and kind of.
It was a strong year for Joes, for sure. Without question, my favorite toy line of 2023 was G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed a lot of Marvel Legends. I enjoyed... I don't know, what else? Probably the bottom of the barrel would be Star Wars again. Star Wars...
just hasn't done it.
Like, I was in GameStop just tonight when I bought you the Ripper there. And I had some Black Series figures in my hands for a moment. I was like, ooh, I kind of want these. And I had to remember, I was like, no, Black Series kind of sucks. Like, compared to a Marvel Legend or a G.I. Joe, They just seem a little bit smaller. They have hardly any accessories. The likenesses seem like a little too soft, and they almost always try and look like a real actor, so it's really obvious when the likeness doesn't.
Yeah.
So, like, did you watch the Ahsoka show?
No.
Okay. Because, like, Ray Stevenson,
Yeah, he passed away.
who recently passed away, but he played, like, the Punisher and whatever. He's been in a bunch of cool stuff. So he played a character, like a kind of an evil Sith guy in Ahsoka, and he had this girl that was his apprentice, and she was also super cool. She had this kind of, like, blonde bowl cut. She looked like Sia. And she was the chick from Pacific Rim Uprising.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, they were both cool characters. They were probably one of the best things about Ahsoka. And they had both of those Black Series figures. So they're brand new. So I picked them up. But they're like $36 each. And I was like, well, I don't know how many Black Series figures I bought this year, but not many. It's been a pretty weak.
Maybe a handful.
Yeah, I would say 5 or less. Yeah. Anyway. Well, let's wrap this one up and we'll start the next one.
All right. So I'll let you wrap it up because I introed.
Okay. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Leave us comments below.
Make sure you enjoy the slide video because that was hilarious.
Ciao.
Keep collecting.